penny for your thoughts. I wonder what it is you are thinking about right now. See, all of us have something called inner monologue, or should I say your internal dialogue or inner dialogue. Most of the times we just simply call it self-talk. But while we are conscious, there's a constant conversation going on inside. But do you truly know that conversation is determined by one's sense of self? Well, it's the build.
And it's time to build minds with minds like mine.
Welcome to W.I.L.L Wednesdays. It doesn't have anything to do with the day of the week, but it has everything to do with what you think, feel, and speak.
It's the builder.
Your sense of self. Statistics show that 85% of most people's thoughts are negative. So that means you've already lost before you've even begun, because you're constantly telling yourself what will and will not happen. But most of all, what won't happen. It got me to thinking because, oftentimes we hear how people respond to their critics. Their critics had something so negative to say about them that it just motivated them to just defy all of the odds. But I beg to differ. I truly believe that their inner dialogue and that inner monologue and that internal discourse was so positive and so strong that it just outweighed all of the negativity around them. It doesn't matter if someone else believes whether or not you can or you can't. Your belief of if you can has to kick in at some point. Why do I say at some point? Because sometimes we don't believe it, and that internal dialogue is a tug of war. We're going back and forth on whether or not we can or we can't. But it's critical of how determined we are and how much we're willing to persevere for what's next. But see, sometimes we might not see it in ourselves. Sometimes we need others around us to help that internal dialogue. It said surround yourself with the believers and the doers and the dreamers and the thinkers. But most of all, surround yourself with people that see greatness in you, even when you don't see it in yourself. Because if they believe in you enough and they continue to let you know how much they believe in you, then that inner dialogue begins to kick in. See, motivation isn't the thing that changes people, it's inspiration. But before one can be inspired, there has to be some type of motivation, whether it's external motivation or it's internal motivation. But the two typically work together. So I just ask you, what is your inner dialogue sound like? What is your sense of self, so that you communicate to yourself the most positive things to yield the most positive results? Because see, positive results crave positive results. So it's extremely important that we recognize what our inner dialogue sounds like. Yeah, and if need be, take a step back and say it out loud if that's the way you can really get through to self. Listen, I understand we all don't know what we don't know, so we must continuously look for room to grow. Be bold in your beliefs. Be undeniable to the universe. Be ingenious in your intelligence and be legendary in life. Why? Because you deserve your dreams. And if you will, I will, we will. Let's build.